Welcome back YouTube, it's Kane and today is a good day. I feel super energized and so confident. I've finally passed my driving theory test, first time. I'm super stoked about it. It's been a beautiful sunny day, it can't get any better. I've got a brand new mic, so let's get on with today's video. Today I've got a new challenge that I'm super excited to show you. I've decided to set myself the challenge to recreate colour gradings from movies and TV shows that I love. I've always loved great colour grading. It really sets a tone for a story and it can really make or break a world. I'm talking about you, The Walking Dead. So, today, we are looking at Jurassic World. With the news of the sequel, Fallen Kingdom, coming out soon, I thought it would only be fair to take a look back at the first world and its punchy saturated grading. The world is vibrant and full of different colours, so let's get into it. Just so you know, this isn't the exact colour grading that they used in the movie, it's purely a recreation, so don't hate me if it doesn't work with your footage. Universal would have spent many hours perfecting their colour, and they more than likely would have had multiple gradings for certain scenes. Now, let's get into the process of how it was made. So, we've got our footage. I basically went to the park and filmed a little bit of greenery, plants, and got some similar colours like the blues and the reds and the greens. The greens are a little bit limier compared to the actual footage in Jurassic World, but we'll make do with what we've got. So, firstly, you want to go to your basic colour correction. You want to make sure that you've got your colour tabs open. So in the new Premiere, you get all these new tabs. Make sure you clicked on colour, and then you want to go to basic. You should have a little Lumetri colour section, and then you go to basic correction, and you can basically power all of it from here, and it's super easy to do. You want to make sure you clicked on the timeline and make sure you click on your adjustment layer so that the Lumetri colour will affect this clip or the adjustment layer. So we want to turn down the temperature to -10, and we want to whack up the contrast as there's a lot of contrast in the movie. Then we want to put the shadows down to about -50, and then the whites, bring those up to about 10. Starting to look a little dark. Maybe bring down the black slightly, -15 perhaps. Yeah, starting to bring those down a little bit. Now I want to bring up the saturation just ever so slightly, because if your footage is desaturated, if you're shooting in like vlog, maybe boost it up more there, but I'm shooting just on my 700D, so I don't have those settings, but I'll set that to about 0.5. Now we'll get into the creative panel, which we will now affect the faded film, keep as it is, sharpen, keep as it is, unless you need to sharpen your footage. Actually, maybe bring that up a little bit, maybe 5. Vibrance, bring that up to about 3. And then the saturation, don't need to touch as we've already touched it in the other panel. Now we'll go down to curves. In the curve section, you want to slightly bring these just ever so up. Just bring that up a little bit. Bring that down. We want to get a little bit of punch in there. Nothing too mad. Maybe bring that back down actually. About there. Now there's a lot of blues in this image, and I can't tell if it's just the water reflections on against the soldiers, or if it's just the way they've used it. So I'm going to affect the blues ever so slightly by just touching the greens. If we touch the greens, bring them down a tad, see we get this like, almost brings the blues out a bit. So bring that down ever so slightly. So yeah, I think I'm about happy with that for now. And then I'll go on to the next section, which is the colour wheels. So here, I didn't do too much in my final edit for it, so we'll slightly touch it. But here we go. We'll bring the midtones down to the blues just slightly. And then the shadows, don't really want to touch, you don't really want to create, very black shadows in this, so you don't really want to affect much, but bring it slightly down towards the blue spectrum, not too much. Actually, maybe bring that back actually. And then highlights, bring those to the greens slightly. yeah, that's looking about okay at the minute. The greens, and you'll notice on my footage the greens look a little bit too bright, and that's due to the leaves that I've got. So now onto the HSL secondary. I want to bring the noise. If you've got footage that's not 100% sharp, you can denoise it here slightly. So let's bring it to about 17 roughly. A good grey for now, that one. I don't want to add any blur unless you're kind of going for like a dreamy effect, so no need to use that. The correction wise, don't think I touched anything here. Nope. So then we'll head to our vignette. I did add a little vignette because I want to kind of create an atmosphere. So the amount we'll put to about -1, -0.1. Minus not. There we go. Midpoints, move those up slightly. Say 53. The roundness, want to bring that up to about 60. And then the feather down to 32. Now it's not too much of an effect, but you can see as you move it, the corners get darker. You see it gets lighter, darker. So depending on how you like the footage, but I'm going to keep mine fairly low. And you can see it's affecting it by just clicking that. So it's slightly touching the corners, as you can see. Now, after we've done that, you want to add in, to really bring that film look, you add in a color bar, a black cinematic bar. Now I've got a cinematic pack. If you would like it, just comment and I'll release the ones that I've got. I've got loads of different cropping, so it's all really easy and you just whack it on top and you've already got it. So there's that. And now possibly adding one more thing, a fast color corrector, as they can punch in some nice colours. So if we whack that onto the adjustment layer, go into our effects panel, and then down, and we just want to bring the input levels just up, bring in some darkness to those shadows, not too dark. Oh, that's a bit too much. So bring that down about there. Output level should be fine. Maybe bring up the input on the input black here. No, it's too dark. We'll leave that as it is. And with the change colour, I used the eyedropper tool to pick out the colours from the leaves, and then I've slightly brought down the lightness and the saturation to kind of match with what was going on in this scene here, where it's a bit darker. Now, it's all a bit of play by ear if you've got different footage. It depends on what it is. But yeah, so that's basically the end of the tutorial. I know it was a super easy tutorial. It's my first one doing color grading. I do it at work now and then, so I'm getting more and more used to it and the different tools to use it. I really want to get into the scopes next time. I want to start learning how to use them and show you how to use them. That's the end of the challenge. I hope you liked it. It was pretty simple challenge, but it was more of a starter for those who are new to Premiere and kind of new to the channel. We're stepping up my game each week as I do them. And in the final footage, I ended up bringing down the blue highlights in the lumetri panel. This is due to I found that there was too much blue when I was doing the tutorial. Anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content, subscribe, as I'll be releasing weekly videos. Thanks.